Alright, welcome back to Slayers Anime Review, episode number 5. I was planning on doing 4 episodes, but because of how late it's getting, I only got a chance to watch one. I'll probably watch the rest of it tomorrow. So, episode 14. I'll talk about the story first, then I'll talk about some mini noteworthy things released in this episode. Starts off with Lena and Godry with on the run from these bandits, and it turns out basically to be led by Zalis and Verma, the characters they met last episode, and then they managed to fight them. They're about to fight them, and they realize, oh crap, we're hungry. And then here is Amelia with food. Of course, I do a recap at the start of it because, well, there's a reason why they had to recap. I'll get to that. Don't worry. So. And they run for a while, and then, of course, basically after destroying the food that basically gave them money to spend, and because the wanted posters from the previous episode, and like, oh, we had to go to the city. What's the reason? Not revealed here. So, Lena is mad at Amelia for ruining their food, so she proceeds to put her in some wrestling moves. The first one being the camel clutch. Yep, the camel clutch. Then she does this basically like thing where she kind of like has like a half bear hug. I'm not sure what move this is. And then of course God's like, oh, I heard something, and like I smell something. And we see Amelia about to be put into a basically a half Boston crab. Yes, I know these moves because I watch wrestling. Not the first show I come across where you have a character using wrestling moves on another character. This also happened in Fairy Tail, believe it or not. Like, I remember Lucy, where she was being controlled, when she was being mind controlled with a puppet, she basically put Natsu with the walls of Jericho. I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah. So, then they follow this chicken, turns into bandits. They get the food, but they're chased by a boulder like it's out of Indiana Jones. And then, of course, basically, just by sheer coincidence, they just happen to come across a raft. And then we have the bandits chase them. Like, oh, they're around this corner. Like, they think they're around the corner. Nope, they have their own traps. And then here comes Zangulis. Yeah, where he basically is on a bridge. Yes, on a bridge. And he jumps down. And Amelia's like, yeah, he's not going to hit our boat. Because he jumped too soon. He only ran in the water. But just by sheer coincidence, he just happened to have a fish. Amelia kicks the fish away. And you have him basically sword fighting, well, Godry. Lena, of course, is still hungry. And then Lena fights off against basically Vermin. Vermigan. Yeah. Oh, Zangaus, yes. And he gets hit, falls in the water while running on a log, and then Amelia apparently is held hostage by Vermin, and then Joe's a dragon slave, and then pretty much basically, like, the guy supposedly dies, and Amelia ends, and of course, Amelia ends the episode saying, I'm still hungry. End of the episode. So, what's the most noteworthy things with this episode? Well, for one thing, this episode was the first episode to air for the release of this one after a year break from the show after 13 episodes. And of course, also, we debut brand new voice actors. Though, of course, Lena and Godry basically keep their voice actors, no problem. Not the case the air voice cast, oh no. Because starting with So, actually, from again, basically the guy who voices Dogger the Wolfman. Yeah, the guy who voiced him. He took over this character, and he also does another character, which we'll talk about when I go up to 25. And in the case of, actually, no, he actually took over Zangalis. Bergman is taken out by, actually, Bergman was taken by, it was by Ted Duras. I'm not really familiar with him at all. But then we have Milia, where she's taken over by a voice actor I am familiar with, Veronica Taylor. Yep, met her 2 years ago. Great lady to me in person. Yeah, and she takes over Milia, and from what I read, she pretty much does the whole series. The only thing she does not do as Amelia, aside from her first 2 appearances, is basically Slayer's Planet movie. That's the only thing she does not do as Amelia, but the rest of the time she is basically voicing Amelia. I mentioned before the reason why these 3 characters got replaced. The reason being, Central Park Media lost contact with these voice actors, their original ones. Somehow, someway, they lost contact with them. I'm not sure how, but they have. So I want to get this straight. I know that Amelia's Veronica Taylor. I know that for sure. So Zangalis. So previously he was voiced by Lil O'Malley, who did that one episode, and then they lost contact with him. And he's voiced by Ted Lewis, who basically voiced him for the rest of the show. He's an anime original character. No, I'm not kidding about that. He is anime original. But he is canon due to the fact that the creator of the series created the character. Vermigon, the wizard. Originally, so Johnny Zeppeli, he took over Birmingham from yeah, Jimmy Zippel basically does like 2 characters. Yeah, as for the reason why he had to do both characters, I have no idea of the reason for this. It's just, that's kind of how it is. Because who was the previous actor voicing this character? Yeah, let's give this voice actor Jimmy Zeppeli. Let's give him not 1, not 2, but like 4 characters are in the voice. I mean, he's not Christopher Sabat, but the guy does a pretty decent job. Well, I can tell from the 1 episode I've seen him does 2 characters at once. Yes. But yeah, the 2 things I mentioned, that's the only thing this episode is noteworthy for. The return of the dub and the new voice actor debuts. Yep, that's pretty much basically what this episode is noteworthy for, sadly. I would do more, but it's getting kind of late, and I need to get some sleep. Though, luckily I got a day off tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about basically staying up too late, per se. But, so tomorrow, with the videos, I plan to do, because I got done this 1 episode here, now I have 12 more to go. I basically, before I end the video up, I got a name in the episode. I think it's called Navigation, I believe it is. Like, navigate, if I get my thing work properly here. Here we go. It's Navigation, an invitation to Sairaag. Yeah, and it looks like we're probably going to go there next episode, which I'll watch tomorrow. And I should be able to pretty much go through, like, the entirety of this, like the mini episodes of this, no problem. I mean, it's only 12 episodes, so it shouldn't take too long to get through this one. No, not really. So yeah, that's pretty much a particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.